folks, welcome back. Thank you for watching. Please do hit subscribe if you haven't done so yet. It really does help when you do that. So today folks, we're going to be taking a look at a set of pickups, and I have them installed in this guitar here, which you will have seen on the channel before now, but not for a while, to be honest. This is my Bailey Curve Special, which was handcrafted by a great luthier called Mark Bailey, I think, up in Scotland. It has a solid maple body and a mahogany neck, so it's kind of backwards in its wood choices, but it's a very well made instrument. And yeah, it's a kind of super stratty type thing, very low action, very easy to play. It's just very, very well built. And I've tried a few different sets of pickups in this guitar in the time I've owned it. And last year I put these in. And to be honest, I'm only just getting around now to demoing them. So these here are the Northern Pickups T-top replicas. Now, T-tops are very interesting pickups, and this is actually the first set of T-top clones I've ever played. And they were kind of a succession in a lineage away from the PAFs that Gibson used in the late 50s. So PAFs were introduced in 1957. They were used kind of up until late 60, early 61. Then Gibson got their patent number, so they became the patent number pickups. And then in around 1967, Gibson changed to using these T-tops. And they were never actually called T-tops, by the way. It was just because they had T-shaped markings on the bobbins. They were nicknamed T-tops. So they're kind of similar to the PAFs, but a little bit different too. They kind of were a succession on from the original PAFs that Gibson used. And lots of the differences are kind of under the hood. The main one being that the PAFs were wound using plain enamel coated 42 gauge wire. The T-tops used polyurethane coated 42 gauge wire. So same gauge, different coating. And that just changed how it sat on the bobbins when it was wound. These were also very symmetrically wound. PAFs typically have an offset between the two coils on the pickup. That's where a lot of the clarity and the quack comes from. These were very symmetrically wound, so a subtle difference there. And also the lead in or lead out wire, I forget which, on a PAF kind of sits underneath the coils flush to the bobbin. On these, they come straight out the bottom. So some nerdy differences there, but some fundamental ones too that really do change the sound. So very few people make T-top replicas. Everyone does a PAF, but not too many people go down the T-top route. So Northern Pickups here in the UK make a set. So these are the uncovered AlNiCo 3 T-tops. Because early on they used AlNiCo 3 magnets and then kind of went into AlNiCo 5. This is a sort of early T-top replica set. So today what I'm going to do is just put this guitar into a variety of different amplifiers and show you how these pickups sound. And they're kind of more typically known for sort of early 70s classic rock type tones. So I'm going to focus on gainy sounds today. I'm going to throw a couple of pedals on in a few places as well, because I don't really own any higher gain amplifiers. So I'm going to push them a little bit and add some gain from pedals just to show you how well they handle heavier gain. But they're a wonderful set of pickups, and I cannot wait to show them to you today. And at the end of the video, I will also show you how the T-tops compare to another guitar of mine that has PAFs in. It won't be an equal test by any means, but it will show you kind of the differences between the two. So without further ado, folks, here we go. So there we are, folks. Now please do comment underneath, let me know what you thought of these Northern Pickups T-top replicas today. I love chatting nerdy guitar stuff with you folks down in the comment section. Now these really do sound brilliant, don't they? And I think today they definitely suited the higher gain sound. I can see why they're more closely associated with like 70s classic rock, especially with a couple of pedals on to really get some heavy, sort of distorted sounds going on. These really did sound very special. But as I said in the intro, I am very quickly now going to show you how they compare to another of my guitars that has PAF replicas in. Now this is not an equal test whatsoever, because I'm going to be comparing this guitar to a Les Paul, mahogany body, maple cap, and rosewood fingerboard. This is a sort of super stratty type thing with a maple body, a mahogany neck. It's a very different construction, and we're also going to be comparing AlNiCo 3 uncovered T-tops to AlNiCo 2 covered PAFs. So we're not comparing equal things here whatsoever, but just to show you a vague ballpark of how they're sonically different, I'm going to do this comparison now. I'm going to get a crunchy sound on the amp and just give them a bit of gain to see how they get on. So as you can hear there, I think the PAFs definitely have more bite to them. The T-tops kind of have more sort of treble and presence, which is possibly down to them being uncovered. Those are the frequencies that covers tend to roll off a little bit. But these are definitely meatier low down. I think they're a little tighter in the bass, but they have more kind of lower mids to them, the kind of tube screamery type frequencies. So to me, and this is just my personal take here, I'm very used to PAFs as well, so I'm always probably going to prefer the PAFs because I've played them for years. This is the first time I've played T-tops. But I think the PAFs are amazing for that kind of late 60s bluesy rock and lead tones because they have that bite and cut to them. These, I think, are perfect for heavier gain rhythm tracks because for those you want the meat in the low end. That's why tube screamers are very often used to tighten up rhythm tracks. Tight low end, barky lower mids, and you don't want too much cut in a rhythm track, otherwise it gets in the way of your cymbals and your vocals and your guitar solos and all of that. So I think these are perfect for that heavier gain rhythm thing. But that's just my take, folks, so please do let me know your thoughts in the comments section. I love hearing from you guys on all this sort of stuff. So thank you ever so much for watching, folks. I hope this video was interesting and useful. Please do carry on subscribing. I know I always say it, but it makes a big difference when you hit subscribe. And I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.